If you're not willing to put up, fucking shut up. Run like a fucking bitch. Run like a fucking bitch, Carl Froch. Run like a fucking bitch. Run like a fucking bitch.
Are you as convinced on hearing that?
No, I'm not. You know, John Fury's a big bully of a man. He's used to headbutting midgets and slapping doors and whatever. And when he comes up against someone his own size, he pusses out. So.
Yes, John Fury, who's not shy, came forward the other day and called out Carl Froch for things that he has been saying, both on social media and in a broadcast sense. And John Fury decided to say to Carl Froch, of course, a significant fighter in his day.
So John Fury, the fighting man, 100-0 on the hard road. I think he had a professional boxing career, and I think he lost more than he won. And I'm not going to disrespect him. If he's got in the ring in the professional capacity, fair play to him. He deserves respect for that. But come on, don't be calling out the Cobra.
Breaking news. Total chaos erupted at the Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall press conference as John Fury confronted Carl Froch live. Furious over family insults, John blasted Carl and challenged him to fight, turning the event into complete madness as security rushed in.
To Carl the Snake Froch, you're having plenty to say, mate, on your little podcast channel. You and me, Wembley Stadium, 93,000 crowd. I'm up for that, my friend. You know, and let's put it this way. You've had plenty to say. I have. I'll stand by every word I've said. You don't like me. Let's see what you can do about it. Get your people to contact me directly, just me.
Tommy Fury sits there while his father causes complete carnage at the press conference and tries to talk about his own condition and his hand being ready for the fight with Eddie Hall. But Tommy, while your dad is out there threatening Carl Froch with illegal behavior, nobody is listening to anything you have to say right now.
Don't forget the condition that I was in beating them men. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not really worried about knockouts. I know why I've not had as many knockouts. It's because of my hand. But believe you me, it'll be fit and raring to go on the 30.
Adam Catterall does not hold back one single word. He calls John Fury's press conference behavior completely idiotic. He says if this happened in the UK and someone walked up to a person in a hotel lobby and acted like John Fury did, the police would be knocking on that door. Bad look for boxing.
Bad luck for boxing.
Yeah, actually, since then, we've heard from John Fury because we here in studio, Simon and myself, had plenty to say about it. So too has Carl Froch. Let's have a listen to what the man himself thought of what we said.
They're not worth even mentioning. To me, they're only small guys in a big pond. You know, he's done what he's done. You know, credit to him for what he's doing, but it's all right to slate me. But come and do it as close to me as you are. Come and do it then. Come and slate me. Stand where you are and slate me. Let's see if they can do that.
John Fury drops what might be the most threatening and most illegal statement to Carl Froch for mocking Tommy Fury and his family. He talks about traveling culture and says if you bet and do not pay, it is basically a death sentence. You get kicked up and down like a football. John Fury, threatening people with physical violence over betting debts at a professional boxing press conference, is not just shameful. It is genuinely criminal behavior that the authorities simply cannot and should not ignore.
If you don't want to lose your money, keep your mouth shut. And I'm a travelling man. In our culture of people, if you bet and you don't pay, it's a death sentence. You get kicked up and down like a football and called every name under the sun. So if he wants to be respected by people like me and others out.
Eddie Hearn steps in and tries to give John Fury some sort of context for his completely unacceptable behavior at the Carl Froch press conference confrontation. He says, look, it is his son. You react differently when someone criticizes your son. You react emotionally. And while Eddie is trying to be fair, the rest of the boxing world is watching John Fury threaten Carl Froch with illegal words and physical violence, and saying there is absolutely no justification for any of this.
Big John Fisher hasn't let it go yet. I mean, look, firstly, you haven't really got to justify any behaviour. At the end of the day, it's his son, right? So obviously, you're going to react differently. You're going to react emotionally when someone's criticising your son.
Frank Warren steps forward and the disappointment in his voice is completely genuine and completely understandable. He says John Fury was being completely disparaging throughout the entire event, talking down about everything and everyone involved. And Frank says honestly, he found it really quite tiresome while he was trying to commentate on what was supposed to be a professional occasion. And you know what? Frank Warren has been in boxing his entire life and has seen everything this sport can produce. But watching John Fury confront Carl Froch at a press conference with threatening and illegal language is genuinely one of the most embarrassing moments he has witnessed in recent years.
And he was very sort of disparaging about all the way through about what was going on and the two guys. And I found it strange. Why are you commentating on it?
Eddie Hall steps back from all the John Fury versus Carl Froch chaos and makes one of the most memorable and most devastating observations of the entire situation. He says Tommy Fury is being put up as a complete sacrifice. He calls him the sacrificial lamb. He says out of all the Fury family fighters they could have put forward, they chose the youngest, the smallest, the most vulnerable one. And Eddie says, here we are. But honestly, after watching John Fury threaten Carl Froch with genuinely illegal words at this press conference, the real sacrifice might be the reputation of the entire Fury family.
That you feel like Tommy's being put up as a sacrifice?
I call him the sacrificial lamb in this scenario. You know, it's like all the Furies he could have put up, he's put the youngest and the smallest and not the weakest, but you know, he's put his most vulnerable Tommy Fury in front of me. So here we are.
John Fury goes even further and delivers what might be the most genuinely threatening and most legally problematic statement of the entire press conference confrontation with Carl Froch. He tells Carl directly, "Why are you being an idiot?" And then John says something that crosses every possible line. He says Tyson could slap Carl, and he does not think Carl could even beat him. John Fury, threatening a former world champion with physical violence at a professional boxing event, is not banter. It is not entertainment. It is genuinely illegal behavior that could have very serious consequences.
As I see him shake his hand, I thought he was a mate of Tyson. I know he's trying to drum a few quid up and make a fight for himself, but let me tell you, mate, why are you doing this being an idiot when you know Tyson could slap you? I don't think you could even beat me.
Johnny Nelson steps forward after John Fury's completely shameful confrontation with Carl Froch and delivers the most serious and most important message of the entire situation. He says the people involved need to completely behave themselves. They are distracted. There is far too much noise and far too much unnecessary attention surrounding this entire camp right now. And then Nelson drops the line that should genuinely terrify everyone connected to John Fury. He says he is quite certain that someone will have a very serious word with the relevant people. The authorities will absolutely get involved. Because walking into a professional boxing press conference and threatening Carl Froch with illegal words and physical violence is not something the boxing authorities or the police can simply look the other way on, no matter whose father you happen to be or how LOUD you are willing to scream, in brutal terms.
Behave himself. He's distracted, a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with him at the authorities will.
And now Tyson Fury himself joins the family circus and delivers what might be the most savage and most legally questionable verbal assault in recent boxing history. He calls his target a 14-stone coward, a rat, a little bastard, says they could never tangle with the Gypsy King, mentions lawyers having full information, tells them to keep running. And the whole boxing world watches in complete disbelief as this is happening at what was supposed to be a professional press conference. Because when the father is threatening Carl Froch with illegal words, and the son is failing drug tests, and the other son is unleashing this kind of verbal assault, the Fury family has turned British boxing's biggest press conference into the most shameful circus the sport has ever been forced to witness.
House pussy. Always know, pussy, that you was never man enough to tangle with the Gypsy King. Ever in your life, you little shithouse. You little 14-stone coward. You little shitbag, you rat little bastard. And your full team know it as well. And all the lawyers have got the full information. You little ugly bastard. Keep running. Fight your way out of the copper box now, shitbag. And always know that you or anybody else like you could never tangle with the Gypsy King, you shithouse little coward.
Anthony Joshua steps up and delivers the most calm and most perfectly aimed verdict on the entire Fury family situation. And he does it without even raising his voice. He says this person feels genuinely toxic. He He says you could put absolutely any top heavyweight in the world in front of them, and they would say the exact same horrible things about all of them. It is not about the opponent. It is just about who they are as people. And then Joshua delivers the line that every single person in boxing has been wanting to say for a very long time. This person does not need more attention. They need a complete and total beatdown. They need to be genuinely and thoroughly humbled. And Joshua says he is going to feed them some humble PI instead of cheeseburgers.
Disease, I feel like he's toxic. I feel like you can put any top heavyweight in the world up here and he'll probably say the same thing about them all. So it's just him as a person, and then he just needs a beat down, needs humbling. And instead of eating cheeseburgers, I'm going to feed him some humble.
Eddie Hearn delivers the most perfectly timed and most devastatingly accurate verdict on everything that John Fury has been doing at this press conference, and honestly, every single word he says resonates deeply. He says he is not the kind of person who gets in a ring and starts screaming and shouting when there are no contracts on the table. He asks the most important question: how many times have we been here before with this Fury family? All the threats, all the illegal words, all the confrontations, all the chaos. And then when the actual fight comes, when the contract is signed, the screaming stops and the reality of what is inside those ropes begins. Eddie says very clearly, when the fight comes, they will deal with Tyson Fury inside that ring. Not in a press conference, not with threats, not with illegal language, but with fists and with preparation and with everything that actually matters in this sport.
AJ's not that guy that's going to get in the ring and start screaming and shouting when there's no contracts on. How many times have we been here before? When the fight comes, we will deal with Tyson Fury, and not me.
John Fury closes his own chapter of this extraordinary and deeply shameful press conference story with two statements that tell you absolutely everything you will ever need to know about this man's complete and total lack of self-awareness. First, he says he does not even know what is going on and honestly is not even interested. As long as his son is all right, that is fine. And then in almost the same breath, he calls Carl Froch a horrible person. Says Carl got battered to death. Says Carl has not improved. Mocks Carl's coach by calling him Mickey Mouse. John Fury, you just spent this entire press conference threatening Carl Froch with illegal language and physically confronting him in front of the entire boxing world. And now you are sitting there saying you are not even interested? The hypocrisy is so breathtaking and so completely staggering that even the most patient people in British boxing have genuinely and completely run out of words to describe it.
Tomorrow, so I don't know what's going on, but really, am I really interested in it? No. As long as my son's all right and everything's in order,